Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of Mikasa Sukasa, and I am your host, Niko House. I want to thank you all so much who have already subscribed, and if you have not, help us on our road to 10,000 subscribers. Hashtag 10K, hashtag 10 G's, 10 Rex. Almost there. We got 700 subscribers in the last 30 days. That is absolutely incredible, and I want to thank you all who have joined in for us. I want to thank you all so much, just because it's awesome that so many people have decided in the last month or so that, hey, this is the place you want to get your news from. And I hope I do a good job of presenting that to you unbiasedly and objectively. And if you have not, make sure you join on our one follow, $1 campaign. We show the mainstream media that if they will not invest in us, then we will invest in those who will. All you do is click on that Patreon link below. Donate $1. Really that simple. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about the article that I wrote addressing the fact that Bernie Sanders, for some reason, feels like he needs to propagate this Russia myth and he should stop. So let me premise by saying this. There's probably not a Bernie Sanders fan outside of his family bigger than I am. I have a lot of respect for that man. I have a lot of respect for I've met his son. I've met his wife a few times. I've met him a few times, and they're amazing people. They really are. And I truly believe that Bernie Sanders has extremely genuine intentions. Now, with that being said, his strategies, I don't always agree with. Not always. This is one of those times. And this is coming from someone who's worked on the ground, coming from someone who talks to, obviously you all, the subscribers, people who follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, coming from someone who has an extremely diverse crowd. It's really very much so split between conservatives and progressives, women and men, young and older. You don't have anything to gain by peddling the Russia myth. Whether you believe it or not, whether you believe the Russia thing or not, it doesn't matter. You don't have anything to gain. It's literally, James Comey in 2017 said the dossier, which is what all this is based off of, by the way. It was the 17 intelligence agencies. That article got retracted. Then it was the Trump dossier, which James Comey himself said in 2017 was salacious and unverified. That's what this whole thing is based off of. I call it a myth because there is always some truth to myths. If you stood by me and said, yeah, there's a possible chance, probably, maybe, that Trump at some point had ties to Russian oligarchs. Really? I guess he's a billionaire. That's what I expect, unfortunately. But that does not equal Putin hacked the election for him. That's silly. And invoking Putin's name every time something with Russia happens, potentially, is once again a xenophobia. It's xenophobic. If you all don't know what that means, what it means is that it's the fear of something strange and unknown. Pretending that Putin is somehow a worse leader or even a worse person, like, for example, Hillary Clinton, is laughable. Because, yeah, we can talk about the fact that he was homophobic, but so was Hillary Clinton. Did we forget that? We could talk about the fact that he is probably racist. I don't know that for a fact, but I don't know many Russian black people, but Hillary Clinton is racist by all counts until this year. As dismissive as she was to Black Lives Matter, I think we can probably assume that she still is that. Hillary has done more damage worldwide than Putin ever has. So if you want to invoke Putin's name, you better have a long list of U.S. presidency, U.S. presidential candidates to go behind that and pretend like that's why we know for an absolute fact that he wants something just absolutely horrible for us, and he has the ability to do things like hack paper ballots. That's a pretty bold assumption. But just from a strategic standpoint, we don't have to talk about it. Well, maybe you don't believe it, right? From a strategic standpoint, the neoliberals hate you already, Bernie. I hate it. I mean, I don't know how to say it. They're not going to vote for you in the primary if they have an establishment choice. They blame you for their queen losing, even though you endorsed her right after you finished. You ran a fair and clean primary. You didn't drag her through the dirt. I wish you would have, but you didn't. You did everything right. You even peddled the Russia narrative, which you shouldn't have, but you did. You even peddled the Syria narrative, which you should not have, but you did as well. You did everything right for them and they still don't like you. So guess what? They're not going to like you come 2020. You need to understand this. They're not going to like you come 2020. They're not going to vote for you come 2020. The only way they'll vote for you is if they want Trump out of that office as much as they want you or a Democrat in that office, which luckily for us, it's a lot. So in the general election, absolutely, you're going to win. But this isn't about the general election. This is how are you going to win back 20 million people back into the Democratic Party, primarily in closed primary states who have officially left, for you to win the precincts that you need to win in 2020. Because if they're not going to vote for you, then who are you pandering to? The people who love you are going to vote for you regardless. Good God. There are people who believe the Russian narrative only because you have said something about it. They believe that's justification enough. But literally people say, that's all I need to hear. Bernie said it's true. I'm, however, not one of those people. I like to think for myself. Now, the other side of that, to the left of them, are the Bernie endorsed Hillary Clinton. I can't trust him. Bernie endorsed the Russiagate narrative. I can't trust him. Bernie endorsed the Assad narrative, the Syria narrative, and is not even discussing right now the fact that we're going back into Syria narrative. TPP is being talked about again right now narrative. Those are 4 things right there that you need to win people back from. You need to win those people back if you're going to win. 20 million people. And that's estimated. That's not the people who are still involved in the Democratic Party who are still pissed at you. I hate to be mean, y'all, but look, like I said in my podcast, I'm the friend who is not going to let you continue to repeat the same mistake. I want to see you be successful. I want the best for you. The friend who lets you go out there with the inside out socks, one shoe on, we are 2 left shoes on, or one shoe looking different than the other one. Let you wearing your dress and your butt's all out in the open. You felt the breeze, didn't know where it's from because your friend didn't tell you. Those are bad friends. I'm the one that's like, yo, hey, your ass is out, fix that. That's me. I'll be that. I'm fine with it. I'll play that role. But strategically, there's no reason whatsoever to peddle that nonsense. Salacious and unverified. Salacious and unverified. By the guy, by the way, this is James Comey, the one who hates Donald Trump. Probably because he stopped him from getting his job with Clinton, but that's neither here nor there, people. I'm almost positive that that Comey was supposed to be Attorney General. I'm pretty sure that's what that was leading. But this is just strategy. You need to win people back into your closed primary state Democratic parties. Convince them that it's worth the effort to go vote for you. If all of this flips around like what we're seeing right now with the memo, and it gets back that you were just peddling for political points, or just because you blindly believed intelligence as an appeal to authority. Because, hey, if the FBI said it, so I have to believe it. People want a president who's going to think, as they should, critically and with skepticism. With every piece of intel you get, you need to approach it skeptically. And that's not what we've been seeing. Even with the memo, I read through it. I was like, oh, this doesn't look like it's biased toward or against the Democrats, as it really just states a bunch of material facts that happen to involve the Democratic Party. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So let's stick to the issues. Let's talk about the things that will bring, like addressing the Syria thing and addressing this TPP situation. Those are 2 things that you need to talk about those. I know you know how to be selectively focused on issues. I know it. I've seen it. So why don't we get back to talking about the issues that affect America every day that are verified, that do have the numbers to back them up, because this is not one of them. And it's coming from a place of love and support, because I want to see you win. You are the president that we need, but you don't want to come off as incompetent simply because you believe something that had absolutely no evidence backing it up. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and always remember, find your balance. Make sure that you read my Medium article. I'll post it in the description below. And you can check that out, and I'll go into a little bit more details and even talking about the numbers to back up what I'm saying here. So make sure you check that out. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, find your balance.